Hello everybody, this is Adam with the Game Machine. Yes, I am back. We're going to be working on some videos, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to take some time to talk about something very important. I didn't do a reaction video because I don't have the stuff set up to do it. But let me tell you, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the new trailer from State of Play, my gosh, am I so excited for it. I'm hyped for it. And I just can't wait to see what they do with it. It does sound like it is going to be episodic, but it's not going to be like a Telltale episodic where it's like 1 to 2 hours. It has been reported that it will be multiple hours. This will basically be each part be a full game size game. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But today, the reason why I'm making this video isn't because that I want to glow and talk about how much I love this remake, and I do. Like Aerith, or Eris, like as I like to call her in this game, is fucking gorgeous, and she is my first love. Sorry, I love my wife, but she is my first love. And yeah, just everything about it looks good. And the gameplay, although it's different from the original, I think is, you know, looking like it's going to be pretty good. Of course, it's still early. No one's got any hands on it or anything like that. There's no demos or anything out. And there could be demos at E3, but who knows? So we'll just have to wait and see how soon this is coming, but from what it seems like, it's going to be coming soon. But what I want to talk about is a lot of points I've seen on my social media. Not saying people are bad for having these opinions, but I strongly disagree with a lot of people's opinions. A lot of people I think, want this game to be a step-by-step remake of the original. Basically the same game with just prettier graphics. And they don't want people to deviate from the script. They don't want anything deviated. They don't want things cut out. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. As much as I'm a diehard fan of Final Fantasy VII, I love that game to death. To me, there is no greater game in the world than that. That game is a masterpiece. That is just, there's nothing that ever comes close to me. Like, except for the Persona games get close, but, like, this is just on another level. For me, and I truly mean that. That's how much this game means to me. So when I say that I'm all for them doing the remake the way they want, to make the changes they want, I truly mean that. Like, of course, I think the game must have its pivotal moments. It must have the most important moments. It should have the little moments that make us laugh. It should have the big moments that make us cry, that make us go ooh and ah. The stuff that's very key, that's very important. They must keep that in there. Like, I agree with that, but there's going to be some things that are changed. There's going to be some things removed. There's going to be some things altered. There's going to be some things moved around, I think. And I think that's okay, because to me, the idea is that you doing a remake and changing things around is going to somehow impact the original or ruin the original is completely idiotic, in my opinion. There is no way you can ruin the original. The original is what it is. It's the original. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be great. Cloud's always going to be cross-dressing. It's going to be the way it is. So even if the remake is, I hope not, and I don't think it will be, if the remake is awful and horrible, we still have the original Final Fantasy VII to go back to. And now that it's been ported to all the platforms now, you can get it for just about everything, even your toaster. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't still enjoy this game. The remake, to me, is something that is played alongside the original. It is not a sequel. It is not a prequel. It is a remake, but a remake is a remake. It's not a shot-by-shot remake, and it shouldn't be, because that would be pretty boring. They're going to have to make some changes. They're going to have to change some things. They're going to have to modernize some things, and that's fine. I am totally okay with it. In fact, I want this to be something that is original. I want it to be something that does pull from the original game, that does take a lot, that follows the story for the most part. But if they make some deviations along the way, I'm fine with it. Heck, I want them to expand, if anything. Like, if the first part, for example, is a lot of what people are speculating is going to be just Midgar, then flesh that out. It was only like 6 to 10 hours, I think, in Midgar, depending on how quickly you beat it. And then you got to the open world, but they could expand that another 10 hours or more if they really wanted to. Midgar is such a huge place. It's like a giant city that's the size of a country, I think. Or a small country, anyway. So there's so much you could do. with that. And I really want them to expand upon that. I guess I could talk a little bit about what I want. What I want is them to stick true to the main story, like some deviations in the plot here and there, moving some bosses around, maybe taking some things in and out. That's fine, as long as the core of Final Fantasy VII, not the Crisis core, the core of Final Fantasy VII is still there. Heck, I'd love to see if they could incorporate elements from stuff like Crisis Core or any of the other prequel material or stuff that Advent Children that, you know, just whatever they can implement, as long as it doesn't change the fundamental story, as long as it adds to the story and makes it so that there is depth to what we already have, that it adds more, not takes away. And even if some stuff is trimmed, it adds more than it takes away, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm okay with them cutting some stuff, as long as it's not something that's very important to the game, I feel. And with the people behind it, you got Nomura, who's on it. And I can't think of the rest, but there were some other people that worked on the original. And then you got a new generation of people who grew up with Final Fantasy VII that are probably now working on the team. Like, I don't think Square-Enix is going to let something horrible happen to this. This is their baby. Final Fantasy is their baby, and they really do a good job taking care of it. Even with some of the games that aren't well received with fans, there are still groups of people who love those certain games. 13 is one of them. A lot of people dislike 13, but there is a group of people who love 13. And 13 was not a bad game. It's just had some issues, but there's people that still loved it. I loved 15. I thought 15 was great. It had some issues, but I loved it overall. And I thought it was a fantastic game, but there were people who didn't really find it that great. They found some problems with it and issues with it, and that's fine, but overall, what I just want to see with this game is I just want to see what a modern-day Final Fantasy VII would look like. They're taking something that is very iconic and very precious to us and changing it around. And I think they know that. I think they know that this is not something that should be taken lightly. And I think they know that. So they're probably going to be on pins and needles to see what we think. We're excited to see and scared to see what they're going to do. But they're probably just as scared and worried about what we're going to think. Because they're wanting to make the best Final Fantasy VII they possibly can. Nothing, and I will stress this again, nothing will replace the original Final Fantasy VII, no matter how good this one is. Even if somehow this one tops the original Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII will still be there, and it will be its own unique experience. And this one is its own unique experience. It's the same story told in a different way. And you know what? I'm fine with that. And I feel like it's okay. Take that risk, guys. Do something different. Don't make a cookie-cutter copy of Final Fantasy VII with some prettier visuals. Give us more. Give us better music. Give us better graphics. Give us different gameplay. Give us scenes in a whole new way. Give us stuff that we could never imagine Final Fantasy VII to be. So, I'm really passionate about this game, and I really want this game to succeed. I really, really do. And I'm really curious and excited to see what happens in June. So, guys, let me know what you think down below. Are you worried to death about the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Or are you like me? Are you kind of optimistic? Are you one of these people that feels like they should have not touched Final Fantasy VII, like it's too sacred of a grail to touch? Or are you like me that's just like wants to see what they take of the original and see what they transform and make it into? Well, guys, till next time, everybody, stay tuned for the channel. I'm going to figure out what kind of videos I'm going to make. But yeah, Game Machine's back. Till next time, game on.